The Greco-Persian Wars was a leading event in Greek history, which would help form the Greek identity and unite them against a common enemy. During this conflict, many important figures would appear on both sides of the war, which would affect the outcome of it. The Greeks and Persians had a long-standing rivalry between each other because of Greeks colonizing in Asia Minor and the Persians wanting to expand into the Mediterranean trade routes. The Persians were ruled at this time by Cyrus the Great. He pushed his empire into eastern parts of Greek land, taking many city-states, causing a distrust from the other Greek states towards the Persians. Seeing their fellow Greeks conquered, as stated in the Britannic article, Greco-Persian Wars. The first invasion from the Persians were mostly successful, but they failed to take the heart of Greece itself, Athens. Miltiades was the commander of Athenian soldiers at the Battle of Marathon, which happened around 490 BCE. This battle would lead to the Persians being driven out of Greece for 10 years, as stated in Way's Grade's article about Miltiades. Miltiades could take most of the honor being the first savior of Greece, long before the 300 Spartans would stand against the Persians at Thermopylae. Many do not know what truly started the war between Greece and the Persians. The Ionian Revolt was the true cause of the Persian-Greco War, because Ionia was once a colony of Athens. Athens decided when Ionians rebelled against Persia that it would side against them. And because of this one act, it would lead to the Battle of Marathon and much of the conflict between the two peoples. Darius, the king of Persia at the time, had died during the Battle of Marathon, as stated in Wire article on the Persian-Greek conflict. Xerxes I, the son of Darius, would become the new king of his empire, and he vowed revenge against the Greeks to avenge his father's death, for he believed he was murdered because he was right to fight the Greeks. It was his land. When Xerxes invaded the Greek mainland, he would cause the greatest unification of the Greek world, with many Greek states joining together to deal with the new Persian threat. This is when a great hero in this story of Greek freedom appears, Leonidas, the king of Sparta, who with his 300 Spartans and another 1,000 Greek state soldiers marched to defend Thermopylae, which was a path in the way of the deep parts of Greece, as stated in Grunt's article about the Greek and Persian wars. This battle would be a great defeat for the Spartans. Their allies defending Thermopylae were defeated, but truly it was not a defeat but a victory for the Greeks, for they united in time to ready their forces against the Persian Empire. Athens would lead an invasion force against the Persians in Egypt, which was recorded in the Book of Esau, as Letterman pointed out. As Athens pushed into Persian lands, the empire starts to see the war is no longer a chance for victory. The great Greek alliance was breaking the Persians at every fort they were fighting. The will of the Greeks to keep fighting pushed the Persians out of the Greek mainland. This would be the last of its days in Greece, until some years later when a young commander will march through the Persian Empire and claim himself ruler of Persia.